Hello, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. What you're looking at here is a wide array of different precious metals offerings in the form of coins, rounds, and bars. And they are essentially offered by two basic enterprises. Number one, you have World Mints, who either issue collector coins that sell directly to the public, or they sell to authorized dealers and private enterprises that sell these generic precious metals. And typically they sell generic precious metals or rounds or bars, and also coins that are bullion grade or low premium. And of course, obviously, the difference between the collector coins is they tend to be more rare and have more exquisite finishes and higher quality, more time and material put into the production of them, and tend to carry a higher premium, whereas the bullion grade have a low premium. And so in precious metals stackers essentially accumulate the metals for weight and typically pay a lower premium. But in both those cases, we should always be wary and be careful how we acquire these precious metals. As many of you know and have seen from some of my previous videos, there has been some suspicious activity, and some bullion dealers and some entities that have been charged with fraud and other malpractices. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission has recently investigated a large organization, Monex, over such practices. And even if they aren't found to be illegal, one must be wary, because just because something isn't illegal doesn't mean that some unethical practices are occurring in the sale of the precious metals. So this video outlines 3 steps to avoid precious metal scams, gold and silver scams. And I'm not really including platinum and palladium in this mix, although the advice can be passed on to those metals as well. As gold and silver are the most commonly acquired and considered money, it's typically related to those two metals more than anything else. So the first step is to know your dealer. And the Professional Numismatist Guild has done a study on this, and they say that to avoid paying too much when you buy and receiving too little when you sell, and to avoid potential scams, investors absolutely must know the credentials of the bullion dealer. Not just when the dealer may tout on TV advertisements or with a fancy website. And really, that's true. You must really know who the dealer is, whether it be on eBay as one person, or whether or not you're buying from an online website. Check them out. You know, their Better Business Bureau rating, which is not always a tall tale sign, by the way. Don't take that as gospel. You know, look at other reviews. Talk to people. Talk to other folks. We have an online community here. See what other people are talking about with that dealer. Look for unboxings and look for genuine reviews, videos showing the pieces. What kind of what kind of credentials do they have? And the best credential is really word of mouth and other people's experiences with them. The second step is to know your price, and that is essentially that investors must take is to know the current spot price of the precious metal they want to buy or sell. Bullion items such as American Eagle, Canadian Maple Leaf, and the Krugerrand usually sell for about 3 to 5% above current spot price, depending on the quantity purchased. Be aware of high-pressure selling prices that would force you to wait for gold or silver to double or triple in value before you can make a profit. And that's really true. Be wary of the sales tactics of some of these organizations that make a promise that guaranteed silver's going to get $100 or $1,000 an ounce, and gold's going to go to $10,000. Yes, you can always speculate, and who knows? It could, but beware that as being used as a sales tactic to try to get you to high pressure to buy now. My philosophy is always to buy when it's low and buy when it's high, because I don't look at precious metals as an investment. And even though, some of these other people refer to it as an investment, but I think in the traditional sense, I don't see it as an investment. I see it as a hedge. So it's an insurance policy. Just sometimes it's more expensive than at other times when you make the purchase, because sometimes your insurance premiums can go up and down as well. So in that case, it's always good to have. And if you're buying a collector coin, know its price as well. See what other dealers are selling those for, these particular collector coins. And don't overpay for those if you don't have to as well. Yea, though you will overpay because of the nature of what is being offered. And that's okay if you really like the product. But you can pay too much for a collector coin as well. And here's an example. When you can go to the United States Mint and buy a coin that may be selling for $150, and then go to a bullion dealer and it sells for $200. We're going to go to the United States Mint, or even a more recent case where a bullion dealer was selling a gold coin for $700, and the United States Mint was selling it for $900. So in that case, find the best price. Know your price. And the third step to protecting yourself is to take delivery. And so take prompt delivery of the bullion items you purchase. Beware of sellers who want to keep and store your gold or claim it will take months to deliver the items you buy. The reason many people buy precious metals, coins, and ingots is because of their liquidity. But if you don't have possession of the items, then you can't act quickly when you want to sell. And really, that's exactly right. There's the old adage that we become familiar with here in the precious metals community, and that is, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And really, that's true. I mean, there's times where I've made purchases of precious metals coins, especially gold, and when you make the order, and from the time you make the order, from the time it arrives into my hands, I'm nervous because I'm afraid, well, what happens if the price goes one way or the other and they say, oh, well, we're going to keep it because it could be more profitable for them to keep it. I'm never really fully comfortable unless it's in my hands. And I do not ever store precious metals in a vault or anything like that, or an outside location where people say like an IRA, a gold or silver IRA, and they store it for you. I just don't trust it. If you're going to do that, you might as well invest in stocks and bonds or the like. This is something physical. It's the whole nature of what they are. You take possession of them in your holdings, where you're responsible for the precious metals that you own. And so that being said, those are the 3 steps. Now, notice I didn't talk about the veracity of the precious metals, or whether they're real or fake. That's a whole nother entity. But it's a matter of getting these precious metals, assuming that they are real. But but once you do get them in your possession, you can test them. And I've done videos about testing precious metals as well. And so if you do get a fake gold or silver coin or round or bar that you purchase from a precious metals dealer or on eBay, make sure to extra protect yourself. It may even be worth doing this for the protection, is purchase it on a credit card or using PayPal, because they have some protections there that if you don't get a genuine product and there's a dispute, they will typically rule in your favor. And but that's the whole deal there. And yes, you will pay a little bit extra for that, but think of that as sort of an insurance policy on your insurance policy, which is precious metals. You want to make sure that the precious metals you get are genuine for sure. But so that's sort of the after fact, after you get the precious metals in hand. 99% of the precious metals you buy from an accredited dealer are going to be genuine, but sometimes it's always good just to check, just to make sure with an investment like a precious metal verifier, which I'm very glad I got, or using some of the other tests that I've done, and you can see those on my channel. So I hope this helps. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.